for getting into a deadlift is to make sure that you actually understand how to hinge. So for the purpose of what we're going to go over, we want to make sure that you get a difference between a kettlebell deadlift and the difference between the kettlebell squat. So the kettlebell hinge is going to be the progression using a dowel. So you want to take this and you want to set it up where you have 3 points of contact: head, shoulder blades, and glutes. Now, when you set up your feet, most likely you're going to have to find out what feels best for you. I'm usually slightly wider than shoulder width. I have my toes turned out slightly because that just makes me have the room to get my butt back and makes room for my hips. When you're thinking about your feet, they're one of the most important things that people tend to forget about. But you want to make sure that you anchor your feet basically to the ground. You want to corkscrew your feet into the ground, and you want to make sure you have about 90% of the weight on your heels, 10% big toe, but you want to almost have that equal distribution basically between the inside and outside of your feet. You don't want to be collapsing in, you don't want to be out, and you don't want to be grabbing it so hard that you're death gripping it, but enough to create tension where you're feeling your butt basically engage slightly. So, those 3 points of contact: head, shoulder blades, and glutes. I set up my feet and I brace my abs. So what you want to do, you want to send your hips back. You still at this bottom, you want your shoulders above your hips and your hips above your knees. You want to make sure that your abs are engaged. When you go to stand up, you're pushing the ground away. And you want to make sure that you maintain those 3 points of contact. So as I'm going back, I feel a nice stretch in my butt. I know I'm pretty much in the right position. I push through the ground to stand up. I'm not lifting with my back at all. You want to make sure that your knees and your toes stay in a good alignment, sending that butt back, pushing through the ground. What I don't want to see, and this is how you're going to know if you're ready to go into the kettlebell deadlift, is as you're going down, this is what I see a lot, right? We don't want to lose that contact point. Most likely, if you lose a contact point at your butt, you're then using your back to bend over instead of sending your butt back. Or sometimes I just see it where you're not loading your hips and we're getting too squatty, and we don't want to see that either for the purpose of the kettlebell deadlift and squat. So when you are in this perfect position, you want to send your butt back, push through the ground, and stand up.